Hello, TheLadyKeziah here. Darkness loses its power when you begin to know. The moment you begin to know, truly know, darkness loses its power. Because ignorance is the breeding ground for fear. And fear is what gives darkness its voice. For so long, many of us have been taught to look outside ourselves for the source of our struggles. To blame the devil, society, or fate for what goes wrong in our lives. Rarely do we stop to ask the harder question. What if the greatest battle is not out there, but in here? Within the mind, within the spirit, within what we've accepted as the truth. Ignorance is not just a lack of information. It is a blindness of the soul, a refusal to question the comfort in illusion, the laziness of thought that keeps us from evolving. It hides behind religion, culture, fear, and pride. It convinces us that we are powerless, when in actual sense, we are capable of so much more. The moment you begin to seek truth, when you dare to ask, why do I believe this? Why do I fear this? Why do I live this way? Something begins to shift. Light enters. And when light enters, deception no longer has space to rule. That is why the devil's greatest weapon is never brute strength. It is ignorance. An ignorant mind can be controlled, manipulated, and made to live small. A mind that knows, a mind awakened to truth, is unstoppable. When you begin to know who you are, you stop living like a victim. When you begin to know your worth, you stop begging for acceptance. When you begin to know your purpose, confusion loses its grip. When you begin to know your power, fear bows its head and leaves. Knowledge is light, and light does not fight darkness. It simply reveals it for what it is. Once revealed, darkness has no choice but to flee. So if you truly want freedom, stop chasing enemies outside yourself and start confronting the ignorance within. Feed your mind with truth. Educate your spirit with wisdom. Challenge and interrogate your thoughts. Ask questions. Interrogate perspectives. Seek understanding. Seek knowledge. Because every time you learn, a part of you awakens. Every awakening weakens the grip of darkness. Every awakening weakens the grip of darkness. The real liberation begins when you stop running from truth and start walking toward it. Because the more you know, the less you fear. The less you fear, the freer you become. So yes, the greatest enemy was never outside you. It was the ignorance within. And once you dare to know, truly know, the darkness loses its power forever. Think about these things. They are for the deep thinkers that you find yourself as one. Think about these things. Much love and blessings.